Well, I really had to address this comment because, first of all, it's not true. Remote viewing absolutely does work. It's just that it's extremely rare. And the reason why it's rare is because it requires a divine frequency in order for a soul to be able to remote view, and very few have a clean enough channel in order to do that. And of course it's real, as you probably don't know this, so I'll help you understand that the three-letter agencies like the CIA have been spending billions of taxpayer dollars to study remote viewers because they very much know that it's real. And that's why they've invested so much money in studying it, and they've even hired remote viewers and psychics for a long, long time to work on government projects. Even some presidents around the world have hired mediums and psychics to remote view. So remote viewing is very, very rare. The problem is that it's rare and real. It's real and rare, okay? So the problem is that most people are not able to remote view, and there's reasons why that are sacred and spiritual. Remote viewing, according to the spirit world, is an extraordinarily sacred gift that is awarded to souls that have a high enough frequency to be allowed into what we call the Akashic Records. And the Akashic Records are an etheric library of all information, past, present, and future. All thoughts, all actions, all deeds, all potentialities, they're all recorded in the Akashic Records. Remote viewers have been granted access to that. Now, some remote viewers are only given partial access, and some are given full access to the Akashic Records. These are the enlightened, ascended master Rishi gurus. And those are the people who are allowed to remote view. Now, there can be layers of beings who are not as ascended, who can still access remote viewing and who can still remote view certain things. They may not be fully enlightened. But remote viewing itself, anybody can really do if they learn how. And sometimes people do even when they're not really aware of what they're doing. And other times people can do it very methodically and very intentionally based on whether or not they've been granted full access in the Akashic Record. Now, from a spiritual standpoint, having just anybody remote view, the guardians in the higher realms don't necessarily allow that because there's certain things, A, that the soul may not be ready to see, and or there's certain things that they aren't allowed to see yet because they haven't got the right frequency. These are sacred, basically rites of passage in the spirit world. And it doesn't matter how many CEOs and hedge funds want access to it. They don't have the frequency for it. It's just like time travel. You're not going to time travel in spaceships or anything else if you don't have the proper ascension mechanics and Merkaba mechanics, which are not intended to get in the hands of the Brotherhood of Darkness. And that's exactly why spiritual things like remote viewing are so misunderstood, is that many people don't have access to them because they themselves are not in a divine template yet. They're not prepared spiritually, and therefore they have not gone through all of the mystery school teachings and all the rites of passage in order to go through the ordinances needed to be qualified to be accepted into the Akashic Records. It's not just something that they allow anybody up there. That would be like letting Jeffrey Dahmer into heaven when he hasn't first cleaned up his energy. So if you think that you can just buy your way into the higher dimensions or buy your way into spiritual gifts just because you run a hedge fund and have a bunch of money, well, you better think again. Spiritual gifts are not just, you can't purchase them. So your comment is both wrong, but it's also hilarious because that's just simply not how the spirit world works. And so, yes, remote viewing very much works for those who have the right frequency, period. Hope that helped. See you next time.